guys, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters. So for this layout, I am using my kit that I created. So this is using a really old Kaiser Craft collection from back in 2010. It is the Peachy Clean collection, and this paper line is called Neat. And as you can see, I have done a lot of stitching. So this is the front page of my New Sons album. And I used my silhouette cameo. I designed the text that I wanted to use and used my silhouette cameo to pierce all the holes. So I spent a couple of days stitching that with DMC floss, and then I decided I would get out my kit and do some embellishing. And then just when I was getting ready to get my kit out, I realised that actually I want to incorporate the gift cards that we received on the birth of the child. So I pulled this one because it's like little embellishments all ready to go. And I knew with all the stitching, I didn't want too much going on the page. So there is my beautiful 12 by 12 layout. There's my gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous photo that I will be using. Fresh little babe still at the hospital. And I'm also going to mat this on white cardstock, just so it's matching of the photo. The photo's got a white border on it. Usually I cut that white border off and add a paper border because I like it all to be paper, but I thought that the border looked, the printed border looked okay in this case, so I've left it there. So I'm just cutting a small strip off each of the four sides of my 12 by 12 paper. I don't know exactly, just a little, I don't know, half a centimetre. And then I'm going to mat that onto this piece of paper. Now this is not heavy cardstock, and it's the paper that comes in the Kaiser Craft albums. And I don't know if you guys have ever purchased a Kaiser Craft album that comes with the 12 by 12 paper inside. It's not true 12 by 12. So I am now cutting it down to be true 12 by 12 size. I have no idea why they do that, but it drives me bonkers because if you used only that, it would be totally fine. But if you have a random one in there, then it like sticks out of amongst your other pages. So I don't like that it is noticeably different. So I cut it down to be the correct 12 by 12 size. I'm also pulling out my corner rounder and rounding the corners of that blue piece of paper. I did that because the stitching is in a circle. And so I thought that the harsh square corners were a little bit harsh, so I wanted to round up the corners just to add a little bit of softness to that page. Then I'm going to put underneath the full Thomas name, where that little white scrap of paper is, I'm going to be putting his details, so when he was born, what time, how much he weighed, and all of those bits of information. But I just thought I'd keep that off the internet. You know, you never know who's watching. So I've just left a plain white piece there in this case, and I will replace that after. So just having a fiddle with those embellishments, and as you can see, I'm working in a triangle there. I've got the top left of the photo, the bottom right of the photo, and then a little cluster over where that piece of paper is going to be under Thomas's name. So I thought with 3 clouds, I'd put a cloud in each cluster, just trying to mirror or copy what's happening in each cluster a little bit in each section. So now I'm pulling out my kit because I know over on that scrap piece of paper, I want something else. There needs to be a little something going on over there. And I'm starting to think that perhaps it would be good if it was yellow, because there's the yellow bag being carried by the stork, but it's sort of the only introduction of yellow, and I don't want that to be lonely. I don't want it to look out of place. So I'm trying to see if I can incorporate any bits and pieces of yellow. I don't want word stickers. I could, but I've got special delivery already written down, and then having Thomas on repeat so many times, I feel like there's enough words going on. So I pulled out my embellishing bags just in case I want to use those. But first I thought I'd pull out my 12 by 12 sticker sheet that I created to see if there was anything on that I could use. I only wanted something small, so I end up pulling off this tiny little safety pin. It's the only safety pin sticker that I have, and it just happens to be in yellow, which is pretty perfect, I think, seeing as that's the colour I was looking for, which is cool. So then I'm thinking, I'm having a look at those, but they all look really big. So I'm thinking it might be time for enamel dots, because I know that I will have some yellow enamel dots, and I know that I'll also have some of that teal colour as well. So just pulling out any of the yellows that I've got. I quite like the yellow. I'm worried that this yellow I've got here is too bright, and I kind of like the tone of the other yellow in the packet. That's why I kept it out, but it's glittery, and I didn't really want to introduce glitter, so I'm going to stick down all my bits and pieces first and then make a decision. So I'm sticking everything with foam tape. All of the embellishments off the gift card already have foam tape on them, so I'm just going to reuse that foam tape. But I'm also popping up the photo too, because I really like popping up my photo and like adding dimension to my pages. And also, I think sticking directly to the cotton might be a little bit tricky. So it might not stick very well. And I'm just using double-sided tape. I probably should use a little bit of glue, but I find double-sided tape is quicker, and I was in a hurry trying to get this done before little man woke up for a feed. So double-sided tape it is. So I'm just popping all those together, layering those on, moving the foam if I need to. I'm really happy with how those card embellishments work with the layout. So I'm glad that I got to incorporate that into a layout. I mean, no one else looking at it will know that they came from a gift card, but I remember that they do, which I think is important. And I've now added all my other gift cards to my kit, because I would like to use them in a layout. If anyone has used a lot of gift cards in a layout, please let me know. For Jack's album, I actually ran all the cards through my Cameo and cut out a whole bunch of different love hearts and used the love hearts to create a background on a page, which I really loved, because it was a really great way to use cards, use gift cards on a layout. But I was kind of hoping for something a little bit different this time, but I'm not sure. So if anyone else has done that or has ideas, please tag me in something or hook me up with your thoughts. I'd love some more inspiration on how to use the gift cards in a layout. That would be amazing. Hoping that bag is going to stay using double-sided tape. Bit lazy, really should have got the glue, but it would take too long to dry. I really should invest in some quick dry or some tacky glue, actually. Oh well, one day. So just sticking these all down. This is my first time using the kit, and I feel like it's a little bit of a cop-out because I didn't even really use the kit. I used a piece of paper from the kit and I used the safety pin sticker, and that's all. Oh dear. The rest of my layout is a gift card that I hadn't included in the kit in the first place, and that's all because I kept it so simple because there's so much stitching in the background. Oh, what a laugh. I will do another layout using my kit and show you how I am able to use it. But hey, it got me to use that safety pin. That's the first step, hey, getting it started. So now I am almost done. I'm just going to stick the embellishments that I can stick around that little cluster, but mostly I can't stick them until I put the original or the real piece that's going to go on there down. So enamel dotting, I decided to axe the glittery ones. I didn't want to include glitter. And then I love the match of that first teal, but I don't have enough small size in that colour, so I end up going for the darker teal, which still matches, but just not quite as nicely, I don't think. But at least I had different size there, which I rathered being able to vary the sizes. And again, you can see I've done the teal and the yellow in each of the 3 clusters, just to make sure they're all mirrored around there. So they've each got a cloud, they've each got a teal and a yellow enamel dot. So that sort of marries them all in together. So really clear to see my triangle. Obviously the background is quite busy, so kept everything quite simple, and then I wanted the photo to really pop out at you, so that's why it's matted in white, and that's complemented by matting the whole layout in white as well. So I hope you like my layout. I hope it inspires you to do some stitching on your pages. Stitching is a really great thing to do when you want to be crafty but just want to sit and watch TV. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye everyone.